So, can you hear me now before I begin our tutorial? No sound, no sound. Right, okay. I think we've got sound now, have we? How are things? Can I just get on okay if we are able to go ahead? Okay, can you hear me? Right, let me move it back to that scene. We have problems with the weather, folks. I don't know if you can hear me. Can somebody let me know if you are able to hear me? No. There is sound on the music, yes, but you're not hearing me here. Okay. So, can you hear me now before I begin our tutorial? No sound, no sound. Are we okay? Yeah, storms, good. Okay. Sorry. I think that because we've had a few bolts of thunder and lightning, even my light went out, and can you see it's kind of tingling? Let's dive in before it stops. So we're going to start. At least I had a little scene to keep with you. Thanks ever so much for letting me know. I couldn't even get your comments up. Just shows you, doesn't it? Okay. All okay. Right. Here's the Three of Pentacles. Let's describe this card a little so we've got an idea of what we've got. Thank you very much. Right, the Three of Pentacles displays a young apprentice who's working on a cathedral. And I'm going to put your comment up here. Okay. And thanks very much, Passionate Saji, Onda and Anthony for letting me know that there was no sound. Three of Pentacles displays a young apprentice who's working in a cathedral. In front of him are two others, a priest and a nobleman of some sort. And they're holding plans of the cathedral on a piece of parchment. And so we can see that the other two are keenly listening to him, trying to clearly understand what's needed of them and how they can will provide some guidance. So we can tell from this apprentice as he raises his head that he's discussing the progress of the building of the cathedral. So despite the apprentice being less experienced, the other two are listening because they know his ideas and his experience are fundamental if this successful completion comes to this whole building. So the Three of Pentacles represents the coming together of different kinds of knowledge in order to collaborate and build upon something. The Threes in Tarot represent a successful completion of a goal. It takes energy from, let's look at, say, the Ace and the Twos to add a foundational factor, and this usually involves collaboration to do with a group of some sort. In this scenario, the upright Three of Pentacles, excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of water, stressful with all this thunder and lightning. The three upright pentacles mean that this is a successful achievement, and it all requires the business and the venture to move forwards in a cooperative, creative, collaborative way. Successful projects usually require different kinds of expertise. And at this moment with the Three of Pentacles, all the skills that are required are coming together in this scene. So in short, we have to work together as part of a team, and it's also the initial success that depends upon that teamwork and that collaboration that is the success of the bigger project. Thank you. Right, the Three of Pentacles reveals a successful beginning, and it's working towards achieving your goals, and it's a sign of encouragement that you should press on with the same effort without giving up. And you've got to struggle to accomplish your goals, as an individual, but the Three of Pentacles teaches people not to ignore the talents of those that are part of the group, that are around you. It's the need to collaborate, and it's the diversity of their viewpoints and the experiences and expertise that is required to accomplish something more than any of us could dream of. So it's working as a team. So the Three of Pentacles shows a young stonemason working with his tools on a portion of a cathedral. If we look in front of him, it looks like two architects are holding the plans for the designs. And if we look, the soaring ceilings and intricate engravings can signify that both parties are skilled in their respective crafts. The stonemason appears to be discussing his progress so far with the architect, and even though he is less experienced, they do value his opinion and his specialist knowledge. The body language insinuates that this young man is an essential component or contributor to the completion of the cathedral, and the architect wants to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Now, a stonemason couldn't build the cathedral without the help of the architect, of course, and they couldn't build it without him. So each person's got a very important role to play, and when they come together, we create something that's much more significant than if we had undertaken the project all by ourselves, or one to do it on one's own. So when the Three of Pentacles is turning up in a tarot reading, you need to take this as a sign to work with others, to collaborate with them, so that you create synergies, so that you can achieve some big results. The Three of Pentacles represents the value of different ideals and levels of experience and expertise and collaboration. The architect represents the specialised knowledge of the stonemason, and the stonemason appreciates the wisdom and the experience of the architects. Now, even though their background and experience levels of expertise are all very, very different, they can come together to share their insight in a way that creates that synergy and improves the finished product. There is no us and them or any sense of superiority. Instead, each person's offering something very different, and they're willing to learn from the others that's involved in the project. Everyone's getting the job done collectively and contributes to the group because they're actively listening and they're sharing. So as you work on projects with others, acknowledge the value of each individual person, because they're all bringing something to the table. You'll also learn from each member of the team, because they'll have their own unique perspective and contribution. The Three of Pentacles, like all threes in the other suits, marks the initial stages of implementation, and that follows the Ace's idea phase. So we get the Ace, and that's the idea, and then the planning step of the two. So you know what you want to create, you've laid out the plans, you've gathered your resources, so this is money, people and time, and you set to work. And you might have already reached the first milestone, and it might be really significant. You might not be at the finish line yet, but you have started to make progress and things are starting to happen. And as you implement your plans, you will realise that you have the skills and the capabilities and the resources to accomplish your objectives. See the three of Pentacles as encouragement and see it as that you're on the right track. And it shows that we are competent when we get this card and that we are making progress. It's keep going, keep going. Adequate preparation, management, organisation are integral components of the Three of Pentacles. So achieving significant goals such as building a grand cathedral requires detailed planning. Sorry, I can kind of feel the thunder going through the actual floor, believe it or not. Sorry if it's interrupting us. So, the weather, what can you do? You cannot control that. This card tells us to create comprehensive plans and to follow schedules and to plan and be a good project manager, and then everything will pay off. Now, in a career reading, the Three of Pentacles is a positive sign that you'll join forces with others to get the job done. So, although you may all have diverse levels of expertise or experience, you'll profoundly respect each other's contributions and know your combined abilities will produce a much better outcome. Now, you may be in a place where you're thinking about timing. This is a card showing excellent time. Now is an excellent time. And telling you to get involved in networking, anything to do with your profession or your community, where you can share, make contributions, collaborate, and work with the talent of all the individuals. So the quality of thinking will be immense, and that will bring some enormous benefits. These days it's probably known as networking, you know, these kind of events. So if you're facing some setbacks or challenges to do with your work, the Three of Pentacles is a card that's advising you to give it much more thought and attention. And how can you draw on each contribution and work with that diversity, because everyone's experienced in a different way and brings something to the table and has different levels of where they're at in their expertise. So even if you're coming from a completely different background, you'll learn to respect that each person has something unique to contribute. So you've also got an excellent opportunity to plan your project, to manage, to process, to map out the completion of a large task. So it's about making sure that you've got a realistic and a holistic view of what needs to be done, even down to the finest or the most delicate of details. Now, if this comes up, shall we say in finances, the Three of Pentacles is a positive sign that your hard work and effort will be rewarded. It's a financial reward tied to the performance of completing a project where you have been making a contribution in that. If it was a personality, the Three of Pentacles personality is extremely hardworking, conscientious, they're skilled, very skilled, collaborative, they're great at networking, and they're very well organised. So this person likes to work with others. They don't like to work in isolation. This is not a self-employment card where, well, it can be, but you're collaborating with others. You see, it's like me, I work with my team. And, you know, everyone they can't do what I can do and I can't do what they can do. You know, it brings something of expertise when you recognize that everyone's got a part to play in the contribution of it all. And Three of Pentacles personalities are not concerned with who knows the most or who has the most authority. They just know that they've got to get the job done. And that's a really nice way of actually being in life, isn't it? Not there for the glory, not there for the ego, just really content to share and have open feedback and discussions and look for suggestions on how to improve and learn growth. And these people are preferring to work according to a schedule or a project plan to keep all the activities on track and ensure that everybody is clear on what's next. If this comes up in relationships, love and relationships, so if you're looking for love, the Three of Pentacles suggests that you are likely to find a partner through, guess what, work. And you might connect with a colleague, maybe it's a customer, or someone who shares your professional interests. So the nature of your relationship is likely to be practical at first, with a stronger focus on your work connection more than the romantic attraction. And if you look to the other cards in the reading to understand in the relationship, it will show it'll be more romantically orientated with time. And if you are in an established relationship, this card shows you both work well together to overcome any practical challenges. So for example, you might collaborate on planning overseas together, and you might share a romantic connection where you're also quite capable of solving problems for yourself and each other's and your friendship circles. If we're looking at the spiritual aspect of this card, so in a spiritual reading, the Three of Pentacles will serve as a reminder that we are all working together to connect to the divine. Sorry, my voice is a bit hoarse. To connect to the divine. Some people may be on a spiritual journey and have been on one for a very long time, for most of their lives, while others may have just begun. So ultimately, we're all endeavouring towards the same goal of enlightenment, and we must respect each other's progress along the way. And each of us has a part to play, and we hopefully will allow us to discover some part of ourselves that is greater than we already are. So if we think about your spiritual journey, you might want to consider how you can join forces with like-minded individuals that will help you connect or become closer to the divine. If it's about our well-being, the Three of Pentacles is a sign to make sure that you are always looking at a team of healthcare experts. So this might be making sure that holistically you're taking care of yourself. You might be looking at a nutritionist, an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, someone who's a personal trainer for your fitness, whatever. But collectively, these are the people that will support you into achieving some really good results for your well-being. And this is a card that might suggest that you might need to join up with a health group or an organisation, or create your own support of network of relevant specialists. So it's about the collaboration rather than just sticking with one thing. Number 3, growth, creativity and productivity. Okay, right, I'm going to show you my courses. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to have a sip of water. You can have a look at the new updated courses, just a minute or so, and you'll see me in a moment. So, back with our Three of Pentacles. Thanks for looking at that. I want to share with you what the courses are all about, all video based, but you are able to pick and choose which ones you want. And of course, we've got the support of ebooks and various things like that for you. Number 3, growth, creativity and productivity, isn't it? But this is a card of telling you, keep going, keep going. Others will be happy with what you are doing and may want to help. And if you are receiving praise or compliments, you know that it's for a good reason, because they think you're worth it. So this is a card of also getting respect from your colleagues, from your collaborators, from those that you work with. It helps you to stay focused on your plans and to maybe pick them up and revive them whenever you can. It's encouragement, and it'll give you that boost of self-confidence that you might need, where you all happily want to work towards and share towards reaching the goal. So we can expect to get the job done, pass the exam, or be looking at a promotion when we're looking at this card. And it's a nice pat on the back. So it's a very positive card. Three of Pentacles indicates that goals are getting closer and are being realised or actualised, and plans and ideas have brought you pleasure and enjoyment, but they're leading to some firm foundations that you have been making, that you want to lay down within your life. And they're usually with structure to work or financial goals. So with hard work and determination, recognition and rewards are on the way. So it's not just about the team, it's actually about being recognised by those that surround you. So this is a card saying, stick to your plans, stick to what you're doing. Even if you've made a mistake, you'll adjust course and you can make things even better. And if you can't move forwards with an idea or a project right now, then it's time to ask other people for help, because collectively the knowledge will be beneficial to all of you. Teamwork, being a team player are all essential tools with this card. It's time to listen to others, converse about your plans and the visions for the future. So it's a time to pay attention to the rules and to the facts, and you know, if you're cutting something out, make sure you measure it twice and you only cut it once. One of those rules. So going it alone would be really difficult, as others, you will require a help and their assistance, and they may even open doors for you. Even if you are independently moving towards a goal, there's support, and whether it's practical or financial, emotional, is vital, because others can provide you with those much needed elements to success that one simply cannot do on one's own. And of course, if you've not created any solid goal and you wish to make changes, this card's telling you you've got a well thought out plan, and just before you take action, look at it again. So this card of businesses and careers telling you that they're going incredibly well if you've already got one. And if you're embarking on anything new or new projects, it's showing that this will be beneficial to you and to others. So with Pentacles are Earth, so it's slow. And with slow and thoughtful planning, you've got a solid foundation where it can be built, which will bring lots of happiness in the future. So you'll win the support and the admiration of others, and that might result in anything from a pay rise, praise, promotion. Either way, this is a card that often boosts self-confidence and can often be felt like somebody's patting you on the back. So this is a positive card to have during a time when we are feeling the blues, maybe even if we're not employed, or where it can show that you are creating something, and maybe that there is something of a return to work because your skills and abilities will be of huge interest to others. So you might have all of the skills that you need on your own to create what you wish, but have faith in others when you get this card, and put your minds together and your plans into action, because this is a card of having faith in yourself. And it's something where you know, if there's any issues or areas in life, then we all need approval from others. And so if you're looking for that approval, this is the card that's kind of saying, yes, you're going the right way. Yes, the paperwork will be fine. Yes, you did pass the exam. Yes, you did pass the test. Yes, the consent will be given. Yes, everything's going. Card a little bit like the Hierophant, you know, the approval. So this is a card with some keywords I put up earlier while we were having a sound problem. Teamwork, laying down foundations, growth, long-term plans, craftsmanship, quality, attention to detail, goals, determination, renovations even. This card of architects, plans, builders, trades, those kind of things. So the Three of Pentacles, we're seeing a small group of people that are involved in a meeting of some kind, and they're all standing really close to this stone building that has the appearance of a cathedral or a church, aren't they? Well, the young man standing on the bench appears to be busy chiseling away at the stonework, but the other two look as if they've just kind of come up, and they are concerned, and they are talking, and they are paying attention. One of the figures is holding what appears to be the plans of the cathedral or the church that the young man is actually working on, and we can assume that this one is the one that's the architect with the fine structure. The third figure, if we look closely, is that of a monk, maybe an architect too, but let's presume that he has commissioned the build and hired those who are necessary for their knowledge and their skills and the qualifications to hand out the work. So in the Three of Pentacles, we are looking at the nature of groups and how we're working within those groups that have common goals or purposes to achieve our aims. So this card's dealing with the importance of teamwork and its contribution to successfully reaching a goal and completing projects on time. Individually, the figures are more than competent and able within their own field of expertise, but for this project they need each other's expertise to complete the project that they're working on. The monk, being a man of the cloth, knows that what's necessary for this church or this cathedral to thrive. He's probably also the one that's got the budget in which it must all operate, purse strings. Like his religious and spiritual beliefs, his church must stand the test of time and be able to withstand anything that's going to threaten its stability. So this monk has hired the expertise of an architect who draw up the necessary plans to make sure that it's based on these requirements. And the architect will explain to the monk what is possible and what is not, and probably provide several drafts before anything is finally settled upon. Now, once the plans have been officially signed off, they must find the right builders and specialised trade persons to provide them with the finished product per specification, and the church must be built within a certain time frame and come in within budget. So this is going to take the cooperation of all of this group to achieve such a lofty ambition. You see, all must be committed to the task all must give their very best to the highest spec, to the highest standard possible. The architect, specialised as a tradesman, may even be hoping, to have an award, so that this is a card of the quality of our work and how it reflects our personality and our reputation as a result. And churches, by tradition, are considered holy, sacred and spiritual, and they were built to last on solid, sound foundations. So tradition of churches of old showcased amazing feats of engineering, craftsmanship and artistry. And if you think about it, an incredible amount of fine detail and passion goes into these massive structures, and as a result they take a long time to build. So this is a card telling us great patience, commitment, endurance are also in demand. That's why we've got this scene. And before one wall can be built, the individual stones had to be cut from quarries and probably hauled miles and miles of, to get to the terrain in which they were needed. And statues, spiritual images were carved and painstakingly chiselled out of stone, as we've been shown in this picture. Specialised paintwork and magnificent stained glasses within churches. It took months and years maybe to complete. So then there was all the precious images that we see, the metalwork, the carpentry. So nobody can rush these jobs, and no shoddy workmanship and no impatience are ever seen in these ancient buildings. And all who worked on them felt proud and privileged to be part of something considered worthy for the building that was to be understood as the house of God, and therefore only their best efforts would do. So the Three of Pentacles fittingly tells us and depicts these qualities, for it's the for it's the Pentacles type that knows the quality, effort and patience and persistence that's needed on a project like this. They'll expect to see something sound and enduring after all their hard work, and they will expect to receive recognition, both in value, praise, and of course in a monetary value. Now all the elements are brought together in the Three of Pentacles to achieve the finished product. The Three of Pentacles is carved into the church pillar, and they're arranged in an upright triangle, and that's a symbol of fire. So immediately below that, if we look, is an upside down triangle, which element of water. So can you see, we've got the number 3, then we've got the Three Pentacles, that's the element of fire, and then just below it, the upside down triangle, which represents the element of water. Talking of which, right, so the plans that the monk and the architect are holding symbolise the element of air, while the very building and the pentacles themselves are of course the element of earth. Okay, so each element brings to the project its own unique skill to ensure that there's the quality of the finished product. And so this is teamwork at its strongest and at its best. And this is, being on number 3, suggests that the work is definitely progressing with the church, but that it's still in its early stages of development. patience, ongoing commitment is definitely required at this stage. The three figures in this card need to hold fast to their dream or vision if they're ever going to last the journey and see the finished product or the finished building. After all the struggle and the juggle from the Two of Pentacles, it appears that the hard work has paid off. Now, the two archways in this card, let's call it the imagery of the card, they symbolise openings or rites of passage. And the figure standing on the bench, now notice he's not beside it talking, he's actually on it. And that suggests he's taken a step up the ladder and that he is aspiring to greater heights. So this is a golden opportunity to shine and show the world what it's made of. And if he plays his cards right, and does better than his best, should we say, then it'd be definitely on the right path to actualising and realising his goals. This might be the first contract for his fledgling business, and so he's going to want to impress. So he's on his way. However, because the Three of Pentacles deals with the group aspect, the figure who was a stonemason may have realised his own limitations and accepted that he couldn't do it alone. So he may have asked others to join him, called in the help of experts or some valuable mentors or some manpower. And he understands the power in numbers and is using the skills of others to also further his earnings. Likewise, he's facilitating growth and development, isn't he? So the Three of Pentacles is one of three cards in the tarot deck that deals with groups. And we've already met and explored the Three of Cups, which is associated with the group of friends, family, and community. And the Hierophant in the Major Arcana also deals with groups and institution, those of the religious and non-religious. And the Three of Pentacles is strongly associated with learning and exams and is often called the student card or the apprentice card. Teamwork and group effort is linked to colleges, universities, hospitals, places where people gather to learn. Workshops, night courses, night classes, places of education. So the figure from the Two may have finally felt limitations by his lack of qualification and may have decided to return to college. Alternatively, his hard work has been recognised by those in a position of power and he has been promoted. So he needs to go through a period of retraining with his newly acquired position. Or one way of looking at things is he's making steady progress. In the Three of Pentacles, the committed apprentice and student understand and accept they've got a lot to learn, but they share their desire and commitment to master the tools of their trades, whether it's business, carpentry, masonry, history, whatever. And the Three represents growth and ascension, so both the apprentice and the student work steadily towards their goals. Persistence, hard work and effort will eventually gain them recognition, and they will seek and deserve the award for the qualification or the promotion or the money. There will be some value of that reward. So when the Three of Pentacles appears in a reading, it's a very positive card, and it's strongly connected to career, work, finances. Any struggles in the past in these areas are telling you they've now passed or are passing. A doorway or two will have opened for you, as we talked about, rites of passage there, and you need to take full advantage of that and make the best of that circumstance. It's a card where things are definitely improving. It's not down to a stroke of luck or fate, it's to do with your input in your life that has broken free from the blood, sweat and tears just by grit and determination. It's this card showing that you are getting stuck into work, whether it's a building, a project, a house, or you're learning the ropes, or a new job or product, or a project, maybe in the workplace, or something you just want to do, something that requires strategies, planning, and putting things of quality into certain pieces. That's what we're talking about when we're looking at the Three of Pentacles. And it has so much to offer you. This is another green light card, if you like. Three of Pentacles appears in a reading saying your skills are finally being recognised by the people, and you're beginning to build quite the reputation for yourself because of the quality of you and your work. And it's time to finally be rewarded for all your efforts that you've put into this, perhaps for so many, many years. Others are prepared to back you, and now they're offering you support, where in the past you were struggling on your own with your ideas and your plans. Now you're seen as somebody where they want to actually invest in you for the long term, and people will admire you and your professionalism because you've got attention to detail and it's obvious. So when the Three of Pentacles appears, it's your very best work is now in demand because they want you. And the Three of Pentacles is highlighting that you are going to be an aspect of a group. And it can represent the coming together of a team that's already working well together. They're inviting you in to cooperate, to ensure the success of the project or the venture. And each team member will bring something which complements the skills and qualities of the project and maybe of the other team members. So it's a card of the power of the collective and the energy that's in numbers. So we might all want the sole credit of our wonderful ideas, but can you imagine how long it would take, and how much slower, and how much time, and how lonely, and not being able to, sometimes we need the help to be able to see through the problems. Progress is possible when we join forces with other like-minded people. So we need to be very aware that it is vital to call upon the help of others. The Three of Pentacles can suggest it's a time to pull together and to get something done. And so you will definitely be surprised at the interest that others actually want to give you. And it might be a time to get the help of other experts, or to advise experts in your side of what you've got, because this is where you've got a nice clear plan of action, and you know what you're doing, and equally you know what you can't do. And so if you put in your very best work, you're going to make everybody proud of you and yourself. So this is a card that often comes up when the querent has been pursuing a long-term goal or has a strong ambition. I love this card. I love it too, Passionate Sagittarius. I absolutely do. I always feel very blessed when this comes in, because it's a positive sign that this person has grit and determination, and they've built things on something of solid foundations, and they've not tried to rush in, and it shows that they understand they've a lot to learn, they've a lot to give, and they are putting in the necessary time and effort, and that it's a collaboration. You can't do everything, you know. As a person, it shows is, you know, you should be someone that's proud of the work that you're doing, and that you can definitely aspire to new heights. So no one would expect when you see this card that you're trying to be somebody that's not working as a team. It just shows that we're in a place of being able to further our aims going forwards, and that we are someone that is willing to combine all of the aspects of being able to work with experts towards a project or a plan. So it's definitely a case of showing that you're broadening your horizons, and wonderful card if you are studying, because it's just showing that you are there for the long haul. You're putting in all the necessary work, all the attention to detail, and that you're building something on some really strong foundations, and recognizing that you need the supportive team players. The growth that goes on in everything to do with this is positive. It just shows that one is improving prospects in their life by committing to becoming highly skilled in what they're doing, and it's for the long term, and knowing that it's important to have this in order to be viewed and recognized and sought after, to be the person that you present your work and people actually want to respond to what you've got and how you do it, and they want to work with you. And so they'll probably want you to be involved in their plans. And so I always think that this is a beautiful welcoming card, as in, if this comes up, all the struggles are beginning to actually, they've either gone or they're about to go. So it's one of those really positive cards that suggests, if you are a fledgling business, it shows that contracts will begin to open new doors for you. So it's a lovely card of opening new doors. Okay, right, it's Thursday, so I'm just going to remind you that if you miss any of our tutorials, you can watch the podcast, and there it is on my YouTube channel, where you can look up everything that we've done. We started off with the Major Arcana, Zero, the Fool, and worked our way through. You'll find that on my YouTube channel, which is here, of course. And yeah, don't forget that we're here, as in on Thursdays, with a tutorial like that, which is lots of information and things that I've collated to be able to share with you. And we are here again on Tuesday, and might be different next week. It's Thanksgiving in America, isn't it, next Thursday? So yeah, make sure that you do know where the podcasts are. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be looking at tarot combinations on Tuesday using the Three of Pentacles, so you'll be able to work out how that is. Thank you so much, Passionate Saja. Your help, as always, is wonderful. I love the card, and yes, she's right. It will be interesting to see the combinations that come up next week. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Stay warm. I know it's chilly now. Snow, rain, storms, wherever you are. Do take care of yourself and each other. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you soon.